Awesome. Jamie, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, I want to tell you this. I saw your picture when you were like on your profile, Jamie. I saw your picture when you were like, I don't know, 23, 24, I believe. And now you are this. I must tell you that you look stunning, my friend. Like, it really looks like you have come out from like an old age and now you have gotten so much more younger. So,
Thank
yeah,
you. That honestly, that's how it feels. Yeah.
you should
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
definitely be proud of yourself. Do you want to go ahead and tell us how you did that?
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, it's just been a journey towards becoming the best version of myself, and I went on this quest for the fountain of youth. So it kind of started when I was maybe almost 20 years ago. My aunt got cancer, and my
Mm-hmm.
mom went in search of a natural cure. She started researching and she started reading to me and teaching me. We started juicing together and we went plant-based together. Not necessarily a healthy plant-based, but we were transitioning and we started fasting, we started implementing enemas. So these are all habits that I started implementing in my early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just been a journey since there. But honestly, it's been off and on. So I've had a major transformation. And then I went back to cooked foods. I went back to an unhealthy lifestyle. And then I did it again. And I had another major, massive transformation. So I've kind of, I've gone back and forth because I've battled with food addiction. I've battled with mental illness. I've battled, hardships in life. And all of these things have caused me to kind of yo-yo back and forth, but it kind of gave me an advantage because I was able to see what works, see what doesn't work, and try different things. And because I wasn't always consistent on my diet, I had to hack, kind of how they say biohack. I kind of had to hack my health because I, I had addictions to food. And no matter
Yeah.
how many times I kept trying, I'm like, I'm going vegan, I'm going vegan, I'm going raw, and I would do it for a little while, and then I'd fall off the wagon. And I would have to learn how to find tools and ways that I can detox my body so that the damage that I was doing didn't have long-lasting effects on me. So over the years, I've just really, really become very in tune to my body, to be able to listen to my body, to see what it needs in any given moment. So it's interesting. I don't necessarily have like a exact protocol, which I am trying to work on something because people keep asking me. So I'm trying to encapsulate all of it into a course and ebooks and things like that. But really, it's intuition. It's just knowing your body and just being in tune with spirit and knowing exactly what you need. And I have found that when I eat raw, specifically because I've gone back and forth to vegan, back and forth to cooked food from raw, and even had gone back to eating dairy and eggs at one point. So I've gone raw and then gone back to cooked, and then I was able to see my health decline. And I
Mm.
started to see like I would go raw and I would watch myself. It was almost like I was my own guinea pig. I would just experiment on myself and I would do all these detoxing and healthy lifestyle habits, and I would watch myself grow younger. And then I would fall off the wagon and I would watch myself grow older and deteriorate and have
Wow.
pain in my body and see wrinkles form on my face. And then I was like, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. So then I'd go back to eating raw and the wrinkles would disappear. The inflammation went away. So it's not like I went raw one time and I was like, oh, this is it. No, I've gone through the trenches of like really going back and forth and being able to see, to prove to myself that this truly is the fountain of youth.
Mm. Wow. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And Jamie, do you want to give your definition of being raw? Like, what does your daily food intake looks like?
For me, a raw vegan diet is a balanced diet of greens and vegetables and fruits, nuts and seeds, as well as sprouts, and superfoods.
Hmm.
That would be it for
Right.
me. Yeah. So
Right. Right.
well balanced. Yeah. I've tried many different variations of the raw vegan diet because, like I said, I've been doing this for a very long time. So I've done raw vegan diets, mainly just juices all day, and then, a raw vegan meal at dinner time. I've done extended juice fasts. I've tried all fruit. I've tried higher fat intake, and I've tried everything, honestly. And I think what I really like is just more well balanced and eating light to heavy. So with intermittent fasting, I think even when you're eating raw, fasting is so important for autophagy, especially if your focus is longevity, anti-aging, healing the body, producing human growth hormones. So the only difference with eating cooked food and eating raw food is that you're not applying heat. So I think we still have to detox, we still have to fast, and we still have to juice and do cleanses. Even if I'm eating raw, I still periodically do juice cleanses.
Yeah. Yeah, and what
Yeah.
do you think about juicing? Like I keep having like people doing a lot. I haven't done juice feasting or juice fasting yet or juice cleanse yet. But like do you want to share what is it about juices that heals you so much more quicker and like yeah.
Yeah, the second transformation I had, the first transformation when I went raw after I had my second child, I went raw and I had a great transformation, but it wasn't until 8 years later when I went raw again, I did a juice feast and I transformed, but I transformed and I looked even better than I did when I was 26 and I went raw the first time. I don't know exactly, but I was also, while I was juice feasting, I was still fasting. I was still
Hmm.
colon cleansing. I was still detoxing. So but yeah, it's just having that emptiness in your bowels and not needing to use all your energy reserves for digesting all day long. All of that energy is going to regenerating the body.
Yeah. Yeah. I just feel like when you give your body like more liquids, like more watery kind of food, um, like it's so easy for your body to digest like you said and like it happens so I read that it takes about 35 to sometimes even 50% of the calories that you intake the body uses that much calories 35 to sometimes even 50% just for digestion it could go up to 50% if there's a lot of meat involved, sometimes even 60% apparently. But it could go down to as low as 5 to 10% if you're on a high fruit diet. That means that your body has another 90% of calories that it can use up to pretty much work on itself, on the body, to regenerate this body and to bring the self healing amazing benefits the body already has and literally make you look younger. Like take you through time, through past, and like make you so much more younger.
Yeah, it reminds me of some books that I read about breatharianism and some breatharians that
Hmm.
I've studied. And, according to them, we don't even need food to survive, to live.
Yeah.
Our bodies are made of cells, which have their own energy sources, and we're not the body. We're really, our body is just an accumulation of all like trillions of cells. And this one breatharian said that we're not living because we're eating. We're we're living despite the fact that we are eating.
Mm.
So it's not that food is providing us with energy source. It's that our body is already complete and whole in the way it is. And that it's just, as we're eating, no matter what we're eating, our body's constantly working to survive, despite the fact that we're, ingesting all these things. And I think that kind of comes clear when you do an extended fast, even juice fasting. When you do juice feasting and you don't ingest any actual food, you have so much energy. It's through the roof. It's insane. And
Yeah.
then, water fasting, you reach this point of no hunger where you really just start to realize that you don't need anything, and that the idea that we're even eating is just a belief that we have that's just been passed down through generation. And honestly, like, breatharians say that food is our biggest addiction, any food at all, right? And, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, the lighter we eat, the more energy we're going to have, the lighter we're going to feel, the closer we will be to God, the more expanded our consciousness is, the higher our vibration will be. And food is heavy energetically, any kind of food. When you're fasting, the second, even if you eat a piece of fruit, when you're on that high vibration after a long, extended fast, and you eat something when your body has to digest, if you're very in tune to the subtle energies, you can feel your energy just, and it brings you down, it grounds you back to the physical plane.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, no, thanks for sharing that. I have personally seen that in me as well, and talking about food addictions, like eating cooked food can definitely be very pleasurable and also can get you addicted for sure. But now I'm at a stage, and I'm sure you can relate, that people are like, but how come you cannot take any pleasure off of food? But I'm like, so currently, Jamie, I'm here in Saudi Arabia, and
Yeah,
because we have heat, we can grow a lot of fruits, right? And cantaloupes, there are these particular type of cantaloupes. They are white and orange in color from the inside. And oh my God, I am eating this every day in the morning, and I'm like, there is no way nobody can take any pleasure of this. Like I am
oh,
in, I am completely
yeah,
blissed out, you know.
yeah.
Um, and it's incredible because it's so creamy, it's so delicious, it's so tasty, and I'm like, man, I am definitely taking a lot of pleasure out of this, but I'm surely not addicted. If somebody asks me to not eat this and eat something else, just if they want to see me if they're addicted or not, or just want to experiment on me, or if I want to experiment this on me, I could do that. But on like cooked food, I don't think so. You know, there are some things I used to be way too addicted, and the fact that I don't have to eat that used to actually make me like sad and like, be like, why? Because I am, and I never saw it from the light of me being addicted, and it clicked once, just like that to me, because I was watching this video, and there were these guys, and they were like, if you start to see food, like expand your horizon or expand your definition of drugs, let's say, and if you were to see food from a drug perspective, you can definitely see how it has drug-like effects,
Hmm.
right?
People, unless they've ever tried a raw diet for themselves, they don't even know that they're addicted. They don't even know that it's there. And raw veganism is not the end all be all. It's a journey, it's not a destination. And
Yeah.
what I realized in my journey of going raw multiple times back and forth over past 12 years is that
Hmm.
it's not like, oh, I'm eating raw, I'm not eating raw, or I'm raw, now I'm not raw. The whole thing is a journey. The whole process of trial and error, it really shows your strength, your willpower, your grit, and it reveals to you your addictions, your insecurities, all your shadow self comes out. Everything that we've ever numbed emotionally our entire lives surfaces. When I first went raw, I had panic attacks. I couldn't even handle it. It was
Hmm.
it was like everything rushed up at once. Because not only is the body detoxing, but the brain, the mind is detoxing, your emotions are detoxing, all of your tissues, the interest, I don't remember what the water is in between all your cells. Like, water stores memory. As we're cleaning out the memory, all the traumas in our body starts to come out. It's a painful process, and some people can't handle it, even when they try to go raw. So,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Do you want to talk a little bit about, so did you have like any sort of detox symptoms, Jamie?
the emotional,
Mm.
the emotional for sure. Yeah. And let's see. Not really. I feel like I got better, and I feel like the only thing that really set me back was the cravings, the addiction. That was really it. Other than that, always felt amazing on Raw, no matter what.
Right. And
Yeah,
nothing
never really
from,
felt. I think, you want to know why? I think because I was constantly cleaning out my body
mm,
with the detoxing. Um, Mostly enemas, honestly. I think doing enemas throughout my journey of transitioning to raw really helped to eliminate toxins during all of my cleansing.
mm,
It made any kind of symptoms very minimal.
right. Yeah. Yeah, so no, nothing from like physical standpoint, nothing from like energetic standpoint. I'm sure you felt like a lot more, energetically like let's go kind of energy, but and what was your spiritual intake? I'm sure like I see a lot of like people who go raw, they get so spiritually enlightened. It's like they have transcended to higher levels or planes of consciousness. Do you want
Hmm.
to talk a little bit about that?
I went through many, many
Wow.
awakenings,
Hmm.
and definitely raw vegan lifestyle is spiritual. There's nothing not spiritual about it. You're getting as close to nature as possible, and you're
Yeah.
removing the things that are blocking spirit from flowing through you. And it does bring you closer to God and allows love to flow through you more freely and makes you feel you're just so much compassion. I literally felt dead inside when I was younger. I felt nothing for animals. Like when I would think about animals being killed, I could watch scary movies. Like none of that
Wow.
bothered me at all. I felt nothing. After I went plant-based, I couldn't watch a scary movie. Couldn't watch something sad on the news without crying. And the thought, I became empathic. I think I developed more psychic abilities too, just being very in tune to subtle energies and being able to really feel what other people feel. And then on top of that, while eating raw, going through my journey and detoxing and cleansing, I had a period of my life where I did plant medicines as well. And eating raw during that time, while and fasting, while doing these plant medicines, really accelerated my spiritual growth and helped me face, my shadows and, face all these inner demons that I had. So, the combined, and then, on top of that, being raw makes you want to go out in nature more, makes you want to put your feet barefoot on the earth. I used
Yes.
to burn in the sun when I was younger and I had a toxic diet and lifestyle. Couldn't take the sun, it was too bright. Now I'm in the sun for hours. I don't get burned. It feels good. I love the feeling. I feel like the sun is recharging me, the earth is recharging me. I feel so connected to everything. I feel connected to life, the animals, the trees, everything. I feel so at peace internally, and I feel so at one with everyone. And when I see other people, when they used to say we're all one, before I really woke up, I tried to understand what people were talking about. And I would really have to force myself, okay, like we're all one. I really didn't truly understand because it's something that you have to experience. The fact that we are all one. Like when I'm looking at you, we're having the same human experience. We're here. And then, what really makes sense, because, you can read about all these spiritual concepts, but until you can really tap into that and really understand it for yourself, the idea that we were all, our spirit was just thrown into this body, into this world, and we're all just figuring it out. We're all just here trying to figure it out together,
Yeah.
right? And we're all as we're trying to figure it out, we're all helping each other come back home, come back to love, come back to our divinity, and um, to remind each other of who we are and where we came from. And I never ever would have understood that or had that experience before I had my spiritual awakening, which happened through the process of changing my diet. That was the catalyst for everything. I'm a completely different person now. I'm sure you are too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Guys, I want to go ahead and thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got value out of this. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel only if you wish to. However, I would greatly appreciate if you were to going to help me reach out to so many more people with this conscious thought process and a conscious planet overall. And guys, I'll see you in the next one.